Who we are really matters. Who we are and how we show up impact those around us. Who we are and how we show up determines the impact we can have and will either help or prevent us from making the difference we desire.
Hello, my name's Danielle Ramos. I have a graduate degree in organizational psychology, and I have over 25 years business experience primarily in leadership positions. One of the things that's always intrigued me is the difference between the perception others have of me and the perceptions that I have of myself. The other thing that I find very curious is finding out about the impact that I make versus my intentions for the impact that I intended to make. Sometimes those things can be quite different. So I made this video to talk a little bit more about intentions versus impact, and I hope that you enjoy the video. Thank you.
Showing up in the world sounds simple, but in reality it is influenced by many factors. These factors, some known to us and others unknown, can make it really difficult for us to get a clear picture of how we show up. Let's talk about just a few factors. First, there is what you know or believe. How you see the world and how you interact with the world will be influenced by what you believe about the world. What you believe about the world comes from everything you have been told, everything you've seen, everything you've learned. All of this creates the mental models that you use to interpret the world, the events in the world, and other people in the world. Then there is what you want. What you want, desire, the goals you have, your intentions towards the world, are all fundamental influences in how you show up and how you interact with the world. Finally, what you do in the world, or conversely do not do in the world, is another dimension of how you show up. Not only is action or inaction key to how you show up, but the way in which you act and how it is received by others will make a difference in the impact you make. All of these factors, what you believe, you want, what you do, determine the impact that you have in the world. For many people, it is important to feel connected to the larger community and to be able to have an impact in shaping that community. Let's go just a little deeper into these three factors. First, let's look at intentions, or what you want. Your intentions include what you say you want and know you want, or your conscious intentions, and they also include those that you are not aware of, or your unconscious intentions or desires. This complicates things a bit, doesn't it? Let's look at behavior. We all have an internal image of who we are and how we behave. Sometimes this image is based on role models we are trying to emulate. Sometimes this image is based on our perception of how we should be viewed. Sometimes this image is based on our assumptions of how other people view the behavior we exhibit. Conversely, there is the external image that we are creating in the eyes of others. Have you ever been surprised by someone who, after getting to know you, shared their surprising first impressions of you? Or how about someone who blurts out something that they think defines you that never even crossed your mind? Of course, we can go back to our rational minds and fall back on what we know. The thing about what we know is that it's only our impression of reality. What we know is a combination of what we have elected to believe or what we are capable of absorbing. Our reality is just our perception, and it is slightly or hugely different from everyone else's. So by just looking at two sides of each of our three factors, we can begin to see the complexity that influences how we show up in the world, and therefore how unpredictable it can be to know the impact we will have. When we do not have sufficient awareness of our perceptions, intentions, behaviors, then how can we have any visibility into our true impact? Is it any surprise that sometimes we want what we want and what we do, or our intentions plus our behaviors do not result in the desired result or impact? Developing self-awareness and closing the gap between our intentions, actions, and the impact we have is critical if we wish to make a positive difference in the world. Are you willing to open up your heart, hands, and mind and look closer at this? Look closer at yourself?